Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Mazegi, I understand you did not receive a summons in respect of GAM Petroleum, that is a summons, witness summons, to give evidence.
For GAM Fetch? Sorry, I didn't
GAM Petroleum.
I did not get any summons to appear in person. We got some summons to present documents for GAM Petroleum.
Okay. You only received summons to produce documents?
Yes.
All right. We'll give you time to come back on Wednesday, but we'll serve you with a summons. However, in respect of the documents, I have a few questions to ask you. You are required to produce a list of documents, and including the accounts for GAM Petroleum. Now, so far, what we have received are the accounts for only 1 year, one financial year, which is 2014 and 2015. We received a letter from your lawyers indicating that you are searching for the documents. My question, I just want to ask in relation to that summons. It's correct that Euro-Africa Group was responsible for accounting for GAM Petroleum?
Not responsible for accounting, but it was the same accounting team that was working for the two companies. So the same accounts, the same personnel were preparing accounts for GAM Petroleum and for Euro-African at the time. Yes.
During what period was Euro-Africa Group managing GAM Petroleum?
It wasn't Euro-African Group. I was the GM of GAM Petroleum from 2009, from inception, i.e. start of operations, until 2014, where the management was changed.
2014. End of 2014?
I believe mid 2014.
Now, if you're saying Euro-Africa Group was not managing GAM Petroleum, why was the same management team why was the same accounting team doing the accounts of both companies?
It was mainly for cost purposes that we tried to use the same team to do the accounting for both companies.
What can you explain? These are two separate companies, and Euro-Africa Group were merely a shareholder of GAM Petroleum. So what cost purposes are you talking about?
Rather than hire a new accounting team just to do the accounts of GAM Petroleum, which were not complicated at all, it's very simple calculations because it's just about throughput and cost, we decided to use the same personnel. It was from that perspective.
Did you use the same software?
Yes, the same accounting software was used for both, yes.
Why are you finding it difficult? Let me rephrase the question. You handed over management to a new management team, you said sometime in 2014.
Correct.
Why were the accounts not handed over?
I think we did hand over some of the accounts, but the main ones, all the documents and the vouchers and stuff stayed at the office there.
There are no accounts at GAM Petroleum.
Yes.
You did, according to GAM Petroleum, the accounts were not handed over. What you handed over was just the balances so that they could continue. You didn't did you hand over the software?
No, the software you cannot handle. They would have to buy the software from you. It's something that's copyrighted.
Why couldn't you hand over the software? It contained GAM Petroleum accounts.
As I say, they would need to purchase the software because now, if they want to take these accounts and open, at GAM Petroleum, they would have to purchase the software again.
Why?
Because the software is copyrighted. If I buy one piece of software, and I cannot just give it to other companies to operate.
You were the managing director, you said. You were responsible for setting up an accounting system for GAM Petroleum. You chose to put the accounts in a software belonging to some other company. So, you changed management, handed over to a new manager. You're saying you could not hand over the software because it was copyrighted to someone else?
Yes, when it's not the same accounting department that's working on the same software, to give it to a separate accounting department would have infringed copyright, conditions. So,
what copyright conditions would you have infringed?
When you buy a software, you cannot just give
Who
it
did
to
you buy the software for?
the company Dolphin.
Who did you buy the software for?
For?
Yes.
Initially, we bought it for the accounting department at Euro African Group that was working on both companies.
As part of the summons that we served on you, we required that you provide a soft copy of all the relevant ledgers in the Dolphin accounting software and any other program used by Euro Africa Group to maintain the books and records of GAM Petroleum. We have not received these.
We are preparing them right now, but anything that we give out...
What are you preparing? We don't want you to prepare, really. We want you to give us what you had.
You have to, you see, this software is encrypted. If I give it to you and you don't have the Dolphin software, you cannot read it. You would have to have that software installed for you to be able to read what's on the flash drives or the CDs.
Did you commingle the resources of GAM Petroleum with that of Euro Africa Group?
No.
All right. I'm sure the commissioners will have more questions for you, but we really would like the raw data to be provided. You understand, you have written saying that because of time and so on, what did your letter say, your lawyer's letter? You have the lawyer's letter.
Members of the Commission, may I interject? With your permission, may I be heard? With regards to Council's issue regarding the documents and provisions of the documents, I believe the witness via letters through our office has been very clear that the delay in providing some of these documents is because of the number of pages. There are thousands of pages, and we've been trying to retrieve, they've been trying to retrieve them and bring them to the Commission as fast as they can with the team they have available. That has been part of the delay in providing the documents, and I think we have letters to that effect.
Mr. Mazegi, we did receive a letter from your lawyers dated 23rd November 2017, addressed to the Secretary of the Commission and copied to us. And it says that our client has instructed us to inform you that it has found it challenging to produce the documents requested between the periods July 1st, 2003 to September 2017 on the date as indicated in the summons for the following reasons. Not all documents are in their possession as per letter of 20th November 2017. Difficulties encountered in searching and identifying documents given the time span involved and length of time that has passed. The said time span has made it difficult to collate the documents in their possession, and both photocopiers in their office has broken down. Our client has instructed us that they have commenced the process but may have to make documents available in piecemeal basis by bringing the original copies in their possession in the Commission and the investigators identifying them and taking copies. Our client has further instructed us to inform you that they do not anticipate that they would be in position to provide the documents in their possession by the deadline indicated, given the number of years requested and the nature of the documents requested, which is in the tens of thousands. In this regard, our client has instructed us to inform you that it has today been able to put together documents for the financial year of March 2014 to 2015. This is the letter we received. As the managing director of GAM Petroleum, who handed over in 2014, what I do not understand is why you have to search for documents, why these documents were not handed over as documents belonging to GAM Petroleum at the time you handed over management.
When we handed over, some accounts were given to the new management. But it was not me personally, it was being done by our accounts department and whoever was receiving at the GAM Petroleum end. But the rest were just dumped as archives in boxes. Okay, and this is what we're trying to retrieve now, and they're in tens of thousands of pages. So it's a colossal amount of work to take those and put them to see which year is what. You know, organizing it is time consuming.
When you hand over management, you are expected to hand over the accounts because this is a separate company. So the question of you having to look for the documents ought not to arise at all. And so far, since this letter was written, all we have is 1 year, and we don't have time to wait for whilst you look.
No,
so
I think they handed over another set of documents today. It's just, if you see it, it's a colossal amount of documents. We are a small team. We're not 100 people. So we are doing our best to provide everything we have as quickly as possible. It's to our advantage to do that. So,
but you do understand these documents belong to GAM Petroleum?
Yes, I do understand.
Right. So in respect of the soft copies of the accounts, when do we expect to have them?
I think today or tomorrow we should have them.
Okay. In the documents, accounting documents that have been provided, we have written through your lawyers, drawing your attention to what is missing from what we requested. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have. I think it was about vouchers or something.
Thank you. Since you did not come prepared to answer questions on GAM Petroleum, we will require that you come back on Wednesday, which will give you time to be prepared to answer questions on GAM Petroleum. Is that convenient for you?
Well, I'm traveling on Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday 10 a.m. When are you traveling on Wednesday?
No, it's SM Brussels at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yes, 10 a.m. is in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. You did right saying you'll be traveling on the 6th. We have notice. But we will require that you appear to answer questions on GAM Petroleum at 10 o'clock on Wednesday.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, unless you have questions relating to the summons.
Right now, for lunch. At 1 o'clock. Don't you think? You can't take another. He's done. Council, that's all for today.
Yes. Unfortunately,
Well,
he did
very
not.
well.
We
Mr.
understand
Waziri.
he did not receive
You may go
the
ahead.
summons.
May I just
Ask a question, yes?
I just have one thing to mention. The GAMVEG documents which I handed, these were given to me by there were Mr. Bazzi, so I don't have copies of them. If I may have copies.
Sure. If you could show him the documents and he will tell you which copies. MS2 120 and yes, MS 121.
With your permission, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
members of the Commission, Council assisting the Commission. On one of the last dates, the witness appeared before the Commission prior to the 13th of October. The witness had been requested to produce a document from the Office of the President relating to the euro 1 million for the purchase of the Boeing 757 aircraft. He had searched and was able to locate a copy, and he had informed the investigators that he had a copy, but was told by the investigators that the commission already had a copy. The witness would like to tender that copy of the letter.
Very well. Where's the letter? You show the letter to counsel first.
This letter is already tendered. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Joguba had tendered a copy of this letter. We'll just check the number so that we can accept their own copy. But it's not the original, I don't know. Let me see. If I may just ask Mr. Mazegi, how did you receive this letter?
Whilst looking through documents at the office, I just found it in one of the files. So it must have been obtained or asked by somebody later on. But then I checked with the investigators and they told me that they had found it in the files of the State House as well.
In the?
In
Or the investigators gave you this?
No. The investigators told me that they had found this letter, that I was requested to present for the €1 million. They found it in the State House files. But then I thought I should also tender it because, I was asked to produce it.
Is this a copy from Belgium, or is it a copy from the investigators?
No, it was a copy that was here in the office.
In the office here?
Yes.
It was tendered to Dr. Njoguba. We'll just confirm the number so that you can at least for your record, you can know it. Mr. Chairman, I may also would like to tender this folder which was produced by the witness. I think we had already applied for it to be given a number, but since the number has not been given, we might as well take the opportunity of having it admitted and given a number. 2 copies there. These are documents concerning companies that were given contracts in relation to NAWEC, including WARD, Global Trading Group, Euro-Africa Group, Global Electric Group Limited, and also documents concerning Premier Investment Group SAL and Fedigi Group Limited, shareholders in some of the companies that I have mentioned. The witness was required to produce the documents in his second appearance before this commission. Can you show counsel, please, for her to confirm that these were produced by the witness?
For each one they asked for the...
folder prepared by Fadi Mazegi, witness number 19, concerning companies that were given contracts relating to NAWEC, namely 1. Global Trading Group, NV, Water Resources and Development Company, WARD, WARD. 3. Global Electrical Group. 4. Euro-Africa Group. 5. Premier Investment Group, SAL. 6. Fedigi Group Limited. Admitted mark MS 122. Okay, I think we have to go now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're retaining this letter. We'll check the exhibit number. So when you come back on Wednesday, we'll let you know. Thank you. We'll give you a copy of the exhibit.
We good? Yeah, we have to leave. Maybe I rushed before. Very well. We'll rise for lunch. We'll be back at 2:30.